So today I'm going to talk you through my results. I've got blood tests today and I've got a Dutch analysis, and later on I will also do part 2 on my organic acids testing and some gut testing as well. So that will come soon. Generally, bloods is the first thing I get. As a practitioner with my clients, I generally get blood tests and we have to extrapolate and interpret from that, because it's not always viable for clients to be getting further testing, in some case or another. So we have to be very good at looking at pathology. So first up, we have B12 levels. So my B12 level was back in 24 for 22. And this year it's 436. Now, I don't always supplement with B12, but generally I want levels around 500 or above. I was vegan vegetarian in a previous life, so I need to be mindful of that. Now, my folate has stayed pretty steady over the years, and 23 is sort of an ideal marker that I like to keep it at, maybe 25 to be safe. And if I was to be wanting to fall pregnant, which I'm not, then that's a really safe level to keep folate. So next we have thyroid. Now, thyroid is a moment-by-moment test, so you always have to give a little bit of context around these tests. We're looking at a TSH level of 2 or below. Mine is slightly over on this test. And free T4 and free T3 ideally should be higher. So I'm looking at a range of about 15 for T4, and 5.4 is not too bad, but you sort of want a medium level. 5.5 or 6 is a good level of hormones. Now, for antibodies, you want them to be under range as much as possible. And if you're looking at reverse T3, half or lower of the level of the range, generally 250 or below, 300 or below is ideal. And so with the T3, with reverse T3, you're going to be looking at blocking that conversion, and it's going to impact the hormone levels within the body. The next test is my hormones, and so when I'm looking at this test, I did this on day 21. You can do it on day 3 on mid-cycle for ovulation checking, and you can do it on day 21. Day 21, I'm checking my progesterone levels and seeing how well I ovulated, and leftover testosterone, and looking at estrogen as well. So a pretty good level here. FSH and LH will tell us how your body is signaling at that time, and also be looking at if there is perimenopause, if there is PCOS, if there is other discrepancies surrounding those signaling. So at this particular time of the month for me, these are good levels, slightly high estrogen in the blood at the moment. But I will talk about this in my Dutch test, and we have a comparison, because blood levels and urinary levels and salivary levels are going to be different with hormones. And next is full blood count. So over the years, I've had issues with my iron, and I'm doing better now. I am compensating sometimes with the amount of red blood cells that I've got in this one, but 147 for my hemoglobin is actually a really good level for me. Really, really good level. And I've been trying to work on my iron consistently for the last 3 years, particularly, and making sure I'm taking my iron regularly, eating a lot more red meat, and controlling inflammation levels and supporting myself in that way. So all the rest here are looking pretty good. Even my lymphocytes have always tended on the lower side, and this particular test, they were doing better. So white cells also look to be in the normal range here, and hematocrit also is looking really good. So I look at this sometimes for oxygenation, breathing, ability to circulate well. So that's what I'm looking at. So next is minerals, and we're looking at the anion gap here as well. So that's something that not all tests will do. So for the sodium, for this one, 138 is pretty good. I normally look at 140 to be a good range. Again, these will shift minute to minute in the body because it's a huge homeostatic shift when we're looking at minerals. Potassium is something that I make sure is optimal. This is slightly low for me actually, so eat more bananas or take some more minerals, make sure I'm doing my salts right, and making sure that my electrolytes are good. So my anion gap's 15. Now, it had previously been quite a lot lower, and so this is an older test because it was 24, so this was last year, so we didn't have a recent test of that, but 15 is not too bad. Normally I'm looking at 12, 13, 14. But yeah, so if we're rising a little bit, it can be a little bit more acidity. If we're decreasing, then we can be a little bit more alkaline. So for glucose and for insulin, so my insulin was 7 last time I did it. Didn't do a repeat for this particular test, and 5.2 for my fasting glucose, which is okay. HbA1c is the main one that we're looking at. So when we're looking at HbA1c, we want to have it, at a pretty decent level. So 5.1 or below, 5.2 and below, just so that's that variation of glucose. Now in my iron, so you can see here, it was 18, and my ferritin, so my storage levels, now it's 44. So I'm doing so much better with my iron, and that has been a consistency of taking iron, hence why some of my markers are up, because there is a lot more in my blood. And I've also been able to work on my inflammation, and I'm also working on making sure that I'm eating and my digestion is much better around those complex meals like meat as well. So the protein levels can rise, can decrease depending on dietary sources, but also kidney function. So in previous tests, my globulin was also down, which is more of a dehydration sign. And so this particular test, it was better. And then bilirubin has remained the same, slightly risen. So again, this will be transient, also depending on how liver function is and also how well digestion is working. And then liver function tests, all in range here. And again, you're just watching the variation and big jumps and shifts in between each time. My DHEA in this particular part, 5.8, great. Looking at this particular level has been a very healthy response of the adrenals. DHEA is a huge one when I'm looking at women who are exhausted, who are fatigued, who don't have much resilience, who have been running on empty for a very long time, or hormone discrepancies have happened. So if testosterone's down, DHEA generally converts to testosterone as well, so it adds to that. And so generally testosterone will be low if DHEA is low as well. So that's what we're really looking at, and we have to test this in women because they can have testosterone deficiency, and especially if high stress has been a big part of their life for a long time, you're definitely looking at this particular one. So the next one is cholesterol. So my cholesterol has gone up because I eat more red meat, and my LDL's gone up because I eat more red meat and I eat lots of fats. And so this is why, and this is healthy and healthy for hormonal shifts as well. Our body wants more hormones, so it will build more cholesterol. So with cholesterol, it's a big debate, and I don't have enough time to tell you about it here, but there's something that happens with perimenopause or pre-hormonal changes to perimenopause that we need to look at. And we need to look at the other markers that are risk factors around cholesterol, and that is homocysteine, that is your CRP markers. We need to be looking at inflammation markers, we need to be looking at B12 and folate markers, and all these add up to extra risk factors for cholesterol and for heart, cardiovascular function. So copper and zinc, this is copper, 13, and when I look at zinc, 14. So zinc is above copper, which is great. We want a good ratio of zinc being higher than copper. I used to have higher copper than zinc, and so I've been taking zinc and supporting myself in that way and reducing down my load of copper through water filtration and environmental cleanup. So many of these things are good, and otherwise there's only one seat on that bus, and zinc needs to be the first.